How to create an LLC in Florida. My name is Elias, and in this video we are going to go over the fastest and easiest way to form an LLC in the state of Florida. Now, as for the overview, in today's video we are going to talk about if you should actually get an LLC. Then we're going to go over all of the things that you need to get started forming your LLC, as well as the fastest and cheapest way to create your LLC within minutes. Now, as for the question, should you get an LLC? First of all, an LLC basically allows owners to not be responsible for the losses and debts of the company. So basically, you are going to have limited liability if you are going to create an LLC, as well as the company is a separate legal entity. So for most cases, to generalize things, and by the way, quick disclaimer, I'm not a legal attorney, I'm just presenting all the facts. But for most cases, basically your company, your LLC, is going to be separate in terms of legal entities. So basically, if someone is going to sue your company, they can only sue the company and not you. Now, as well as no restrictions on the number of owners. So basically, if you are going to create an LLC, you aren't going to have any restrictions in terms of how many owners you want to have. Now, if this sounds good to you, let's now get to the process where we are going to create our own LLC. Now, to get started, we are going to use a website called Taylor Brands, as I just think this is by far the best way to actually form an LLC, and is also the easiest. Now, to be completely honest, I'm not sponsored by Taylor Brands. I'm just using this as I really think it is the best service out there. However, if you want to support me for completely free, you can use my referral link down below. But either way, no hard worries if you don't. Just head over to Taylor Brands, and right here you will then have to choose the state that you want to register your LLC in. Now, for us this would obviously be Florida, so I'm just going to select Florida right here. Now, as for the pricing, as you can see right here, Taylor Brands actually starts at $0. You will just have to pay the state fee, which in our case is going to be $125. So basically, depending on what kind of services you want to use from Taylor Brands, this can be a little bit more, or also just the plain $125. So just click on get started right here, and then you will have to first of all put in the name that you want to use for your LLC. So let's just say that this is going to be Krause Media, and then you can actually check the availability of your name. However, one thing which I would actually recommend you to do before registering your LLC is to check if your name is actually available as a domain. So in our case, let's just look up Krause Media. We can see that Krause Media is actually not going to be available. So in our case, I wouldn't actually recommend you to go with Krause Media, as this doesn't have a domain with it. Now, if you, for example, would go for another name, let's just say Elias Krause Media, we can see that this would be available, so this would probably be a good name. But either way, just click on next, and then you can basically see all of the features that Taylor Brand is going to offer you. So first of all, you will just have to tell Taylor Brand about your business. Then you can get LLC recommendations. You can then also form your LLC and also stay updated using the email address that you will provide later on. Click on next, and then you will actually have to continue the whole process by first of all answering the question, what stage is Elias Krause Media currently in? For me, I'm just going to select just an idea. Then we can select the planned launch date of Elias Krause Media. I will just select as soon as possible. Obviously, this should be, you will just have to customize this on your own, and you will have to answer this on your own depending on what kind of state your LLC is in. Then we can also put in the industry. As you can see, they have tons of different industry. For me, I will just put in media entertainment, and then we will have to select what our LLC is going to offer. So either just select physical goods, professional services, or you can also type your own offer right here. I will just select professional services, as our LLC is probably going to be a video editing agency. So I'm going to click on next, and then we can select if we want to hire employees in the future. So I will just select yes. We can also select where Elias Krause is going to operate from. So for this, I will just quickly look up Florida postal code, as I'm not actually located in Florida. But either way, just put in your postal code right here, and then you will also have to basically answer the question where Elias Krause Media, your LLC, is going to serve their customers. So either just select online at your brick and mortar, so for example retail shop, bakery, auto shop, etc., or also on the go like locksmiths, plumbers, real estate agents, and so on. Now as for this video, I'm obviously going to select online, but depending on what you answer right here, your LLC is going to be customized basically. Then you will have to select all of the things that you are going to need on top of your LLC. So for example, if you also need a logo, Tailor Brands actually does offer a quite good logo maker. Then you can also select it right here. Now the Tailor Brands logo maker is going to be quite good in my opinion, and it's also going to be far cheaper than hiring a full design team and so on. So if you want to use that, you can do that right here. Now if you also need a domain, I would actually recommend you to just go with Namecheap right here, as this is usually going to be cheaper. Link for that down below. And if you for example also need help with IN, sales tax permit, insurance, and so on, then you will just have to select all of the things that you basically still need, and then you will have to click on next. Now you will have to select the things that you've already set up for your LLC. Now if you haven't set up anything, this doesn't really matter, but still if you already did some work in the past, then you can basically select it right here so that you don't have to go over the same process all over again. I will just skip this. Then we can answer this right here, it doesn't really matter. And then we will have to fill out our information about Elias Krause Media. So I will just put in my first name, last name, as well as a temp email address right here. And then I'm going to simply just put in a random phone number right here. I'm going to click on next. And now we can continue with the process by first of all setting up our IN. So basically our employer identification number to open a business bank account and hire employees. Now, as you can see, an IN is basically a 9-digit federal business tax ID issued by the IRS. Now, depending on if you already have an IN or not, you can select it right here. So if you already have an IN yourself, or if you want to basically go through this process right here yourself, then you can select it right here. Or you can also just use the Tailor Brand service, which is going to cost you $99 to actually get started getting your IN basically. Then click on next, and then we can also basically use Tailor Brands to get a registered agent, which is actually going to be required in Florida. So a registered agent is basically just a person that is going to receive all of your email basically and so on. So basically just see this registered agent as a mailbox. Now one thing which I want to mention is that although Tailor Brands is going to offer this service for just $199, which is actually pretty good in my opinion annually, you can also appoint a different registered agent on your own. However, this registered agent is always going to be visible, so their name and last name is going to be visible. This is just something which you will have to keep in mind. However, I will just select use Tailor Brands, as I think actually this is quite useful, and then click on next. Now we can also select how to keep our good standing status in Florida with our annual compliance basically. Once again, Tailor Brands is going to offer this for $199, which is going to renew annually. However, you can also handle this yourself. Then click on next. And now you can also elevate your professional image with the branding toolkit, which we've basically already talked about beforehand. So Tailor Brands actually also specializes in creating logos and so on. So if you want to, you can select that. Now, depending on how fast you want your LLC created, you will have to either pay a fee of $50 if you want your LLC created in just 2 days, or you can also select I can wait right here, and then this is basically going to be free. You can also establish your LLC rules with an operating agreement. This is going to be a one-time fee of $29. However, once again, you can also just figure this out yourself. And if you want to, you can also easily create an US business bank account. And now I would actually recommend you to just go and search up a bank that you want to actually use. As you can see right here, they are going to provide a free Mercury business account. I personally just always go over the hassle to basically research my business bank on my own. So basically you can use this free Mercury account if you want to. However, as for this video, I will actually select I don't need an account right here. And then you will have to actually create your account. So I will just select, I will just use a temp mail once again, so that this is actually going to be the full experience that you guys are also going to get. And then Tailor Brands is basically going to load up. And now we are going to see the checkout page. As you can see, the total is going to be $250 as for this one-time fee. No, I'm sorry, $380 basically. However, if you, for example, would now want to remove this registered agent option, then you could also do that, and so on. When clicking on the Tailor Brands logo on the top left, we are going to be redirected to the Tailor Brands dashboard, where we can basically see all sort of other features that Tailor Brands is going to offer. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any more questions, as always, you can leave them in the comments down below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible.